is your favorite pizza topping? Wait a minute, are we having pizza or are we talking about anti-bias curriculum? Well, I bet you can't wait. Now, okay, pizza. Most of us have a favorite pizza toppings, but as you can see by this graph, we're not always the same. Some of us like mushrooms and some of us like green peppers. What does it have to do with diversity? Well, we don't all like the same. Wow, that's kind of interesting, isn't it? Sometimes we're like and sometimes we're different. And that's the whole core of anti bias. Here's the four goals of anti bias developed from a book called Anti-Bias Education for Young Children and Ourselves by Louise Dermott Sparks and Julie Olson Edwards. One, identity, self-awareness, confidence, family pride. The better we feel, the better our, stronger our self-esteem, the happier we are, and most importantly, the less likely we are to be mean or bullies. We know that prejudice comes from low self esteem. So, what can we do with young children to help them feel good about their thoughts, their opinions, their ideas? Goal number two, diversity. Wow, I speak English and my friend speaks Spanish. Now, is that weird or is that exciting when I see somebody who eats different foods or celebrates a holiday or different holiday, speaks a different language? Do I want to learn more about it because it's exciting? That's respect and valuing others. Goal three, justice. How do we help children recognize when things are unfair? That's not kind the way you're treating my friend, which is goal number four, action, saying something when you see unfairness, standing up for your friends. Now, here's an example of a family math graph, and you have a choice: only child, oldest child, middle child, youngest child. Now you can see the children are starting to write their names, but also learn the letters in each other's names, which is so interesting because now the letters connect to a friend of mine. And the numbers, we can do the math. Only child, we counted three, and we're learning the number three, so it's counting. But we learn that sometimes we're alike, like I'm the youngest child, and sometimes we're different because some of my friends are middle children. But then we decided to learn even more, which are the same, only child, oldest child, youngest child, and which are different, the middle child. How many more children are the middle child than the youngest child? We're going to have to do some math and some addition and subtraction. This is living math. It not just teaches diversity, self-esteem, but also literacy, letters and numbers and math in a relevant, meaningful way. Here's another family graph. Do you have brothers? Do you have sisters? Do you have brother and sister? No brothers and sisters. And see, they're writing their name and learning 16. Wow, that's a big number. Eye color. Well, we need some mirrors and we take a look at our eyes and we see sometimes we're alike, sometimes we're different. Now, you're going to need small pumpkins for this on the ground, and then on the left side, how many pumpkins can you jump? So we start at number one and we jump. Now we're being physical. We're also counting how many pumpkins, recording it with stickers, and again, seeing how many are alike, how many different, how many more Justin has than Adam, how many more pumpkins would Adam have to jump to make it the same as Justin. On the right side, we put the pumpkins again on the floor, and the children lay down next to them, and we count how many pumpkins long are you. Depending on the age of the children, they can do the counting for you. All right. Now, big decision. How is the teacher going to carve the jack-o'-lantern? Okay, this is a big vote now. Lots of discussions, but you can obviously see which jack-o'-lantern face won. Now, again, the concept of zero in your second column. That's actually, I believe, the hardest number to teach because you really can't show it. Now, Karina was one. Very often with young people, and gee, all of us, we tend to conform. So, what I recommend, especially with the little ones, is doing this one at a time. Now, Karina had the opportunity to be the only one because the pull might be towards conformity, but she was the only one. And then we can have a discussion about what is it like to be the only one? Is that okay? Do you feel like you have to conform, peer pressure to your friends? Now look at the number 14. Most people think, wow, that's a big number for little kids, but it's 14 of my friends. Now, for this, you need apples that have seeds in them. And we made a graph. We cut open the apples and counted how many seeds and actually glued the seeds on. And you can visually see how much bigger 8 is than 2. In fact, with the older kids, we'd actually say how many more seeds would have to be in Jacob's apple to make it the same as Lauren, which is the most, which is the least, which are the same, tons and tons of math. But what makes it anti-bias is to say, oh, how interesting, Samir and Maddie, the same, and Lauren and Jacob are different. And is that okay that we're not the same? Sometimes we're different. What an interesting world because of the differences. The problem is not differences. The problem could be how we react to them, or the solution could be how we react to them. Now, we're doing phonics. So, how many claps in your name? We have to hear and listen, and sometimes we're alike, sometimes we're different. Now, here's another one with letters. How many letters in your name? And you see at the top, which is the longest, which is the shortest, how many names begin with the same letter? Do several names have the same number of letters? Tons of literacy, math. But what gift wraps it all so beautifully is sometimes we're alike, sometimes we're different, and that's really cool. Okay, Santa and the zoo came to the school and brought lots of animals. In fact, it was so hard to pick just one. We picked two favorite. Again, the math, diversity of opinions, sometimes the same. We're seeing letters and we're starting to write our name. Birthdays, diversity of birthdays. I know. Gee, mine's in December, and sometimes we have children with the same month and sometimes different month. Diversity of favorite salsa? Absolutely. Do you like mild, medium, or hot? And we use stickers. You can use the children's names. You could have them write their name. You can use their picture. Math. Sometimes we're alike, sometimes we're different. I love that nobody voted for none. Salsa is big. And just to give you, there's maybe millions of things you can math graph. Anything appropriate for young children can be math graphed. Fruits and vegetables, what a great way for children to taste new things. I remember once I was doing green vegetables and a little boy was eating cucumbers and he said, I know I don't like them. And I go, why are you tasting it? He said, because I want my vote to count. You can diversity, what's your favorite dinosaur? You can count how many pockets you're wearing that day, how many buttons you're wearing, what kind of shoes you're wearing, your favorite color, your favorite holiday. There is no topic that you can't math graph, and you could do this once a week, twice a week, every day. And what I love also, it's not just amazing for children, but it's very creative for teachers to develop these ideas. I hope that you utilize math graphs for diversity, for fun, for creativity, for literacy, for math, and most importantly, it all is at the end you've done something with your children that can really make a difference in the world, make it a better place. Thank you.